preliminary report in Missouri says traffic fatalities are up. A Crawford County woman celebrating a special birthday in a special way. Debris from a plane falls onto Colorado neighborhoods.
The four states' most watched news starts now.
A report from the Missouri Highway Patrol says the state experienced its highest numbers of traffic fatalities since 2007. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Chris Warner. Preliminary reporting for 2020 shows Missouri traffic fatalities increased by 12% compared to the previous year. 989 lives were lost in traffic crashes in 2020, up from 881 in 2019. Now that includes 126 pedestrian deaths, the highest number in state history. All this despite a low number of cars traveling on the highways due to the pandemic. The report says there were notable increases in unbuckled and speed-related fatalities. Oklahomans who suffered winter storm damages are being asked to report those damages to the Oklahoma Department of Emergency Management and Homeland Security. The damages that are reportable include flooding from broken pipes, power surges that cause damage to furnaces, electrical systems, or major appliances, the number of days without water, gas, or electricity, the number of days displaced by the winter storm, and any injuries sustained as a result of the winter storm. Officials say reporting the damage helps the agency document the overall impact of the storm and help push its case for further assistance to help homeowners, renters, and business owners recover. And you can report damages online at damage.ok.gov. Warmer weather today, Nick, and I understand we might even see a little bit more warmer weather as the time goes on.
Yeah, thankfully that thermometer heading back in the right direction, Chris, after a bitterly cold week that we had to put up with. But after a cold start to 16, we made it back above freezing today. That plentiful sunshine got us to 45 at Joplin Regional today. Quick look at the Skywatch Storm Tracker. Still doesn't show any rain yet, but ever since we got the late evening underway, we saw more cloud cover develop over our northern counties for the most part. But that is more moisture being drawn in ahead of our next storm system coming out of the Rockies. A couple of systems from there actually will start to drive in rain chances for tomorrow. For now, temperatures are okay. Mid-30s to about 40 degrees. Not too terrible outside, but some spots will be back near freezing while others will be between 33 and 35. We'll watch for some morning drizzle before the system out west brings in scattered showers throughout the day tomorrow. I still think, though, we can hit highs near 43, so not a bad note to end the weekend with, Chris, temperature-wise. And you are right. Wait until you see how warm it gets by Tuesday. We'll break down the rest of the forecast in a bit.
All right, Nick, thank you. Well, a woman in Pittsburgh celebrated a milestone today, her 101st birthday. Now, along with the celebration, she received a special gift, her COVID-19 vaccine. KOAM's Bronte Saratsky has more.
Mary Witt just turned 101 years old, but she didn't celebrate with a normal birthday party. Her birthday present was a second dose of the COVID-19 vaccine. Witt says she was overwhelmed with excitement when she saw that in addition to her vaccine, she received balloons along with a cake.
I never expected anything like this ever.
She says her second dose gives her a better sense of security.
I'm so glad now. See, I've had the second shot, so I feel 100% safe. Yes.
Mary Witt wasn't the only one to receive her vaccine today. Her daughter, Mary Susan Watchter, did too.
It's very unique, amazing, and we're just so happy that we're all getting to get it at the same time. To get it at all, but at least we've got the second shot now done, and I'm going to feel a lot better about it, and so is she and my husband as well.
Witt says now she feels safer than she has this whole pandemic. She's feeling even better about entering her 101st year. In Pittsburgh, Bronte Saratsky, KOAM News.
Mary says she was happy that she was able to be vaccinated with her family as well. The Carthage Memorial Hall played host to turntables and vinyl with the four-state record show. The event is designed to connect record vendors and collectors together under one roof. We spoke with one collector as well as one man who helped put everything together about what brought them to the event.
This is an event for music lovers of all kinds and collectors. We have vinyl, CDs, cassettes, memorabilia, some autographed things, mostly music related, some t-shirts. People brought their collection.
But some things are harder than others to find, and even with the internet, it's hard to find some of this stuff. So there's a real treasure hunting vibe here, to where you can't buy it on CD, you can't find it online, but if you really dug, you could find a record.
Attendees came from all over the 4 states and gave collectors the opportunity to share the world of records with the area. State of Missouri hit a milestone late this week as it surpassed 1 million COVID vaccines administered. Missouri is one of 20 states so far that have hit that milestone. The state has used 85% of its supply. Governor Mike Parson took to social media yesterday saying, quote, as supply continues to increase, more and more Missourians will have an opportunity to receive a vaccine, but it's important to remain patient and understand that demand for vaccines will still far outweigh supply for some time. A United Airlines passenger jet heading to Honolulu landed safely in Denver after suffering engine failure just moments after takeoff. There was concern on the ground as parts of the plane fell around neighborhoods just miles away. CBS News correspondent Danya Bacchus reports from Los Angeles.
Mayday, mayday.
United Flight 328 turned back safely to Denver after suffering an engine failure and dropping debris on the ground below shortly after takeoff.
Departure United 328 Heavy Mayday aircraft just experienced engine failure, need a turn immediately.
The pilot can be heard on air traffic recordings issuing a mayday and saying aircraft is heavy. This video posted on social media apparently shows the engine on fire. The Boeing 777 en route to Honolulu returned to Denver International Airport, where it was met by emergency crews as a precaution. The incident sparked initial alarm as parts of the aircraft rained down on Broomfield, Colorado, just over 20 miles from the airport.
As soon as I got a clear look at it, I could tell it was the front end of an engine, a jet engine, and my first thought was that the whole plane was coming down. You just don't think that that big of a hunk of engine is going to come off.
Parts landed in yards, on a ball field in the street in a few neighborhoods, and apparently through the roof of a home.
The debris was so far and wide. If you find debris in your home, near your home, in your neighborhood, please don't touch it. Please don't move it. Just leave it there. Call dispatch.
The jet plane was carrying 231 passengers and 10 crew members. No injuries were reported on board or on the ground. The National Transportation Safety Board has opened an investigation. Danya Bacchus, CBS News.
Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg says the incident is, quote, very concerning at a time he wants to maximize a sense of safety for an industry needing financial support. A group of 25 asylum seekers was allowed into the United States on Friday, the start of efforts to unwind one of former President Donald Trump's most restrictive immigration policies, which forced thousands to wait in Mexico for their U.S. cases to be heard. President Joe Biden pledged during his campaign that he would immediately rescind the Trump policy known as the Migrant Protection Protocols, under which more than 65,000 mostly Central American asylum seekers were denied entry and sent back across the border pending court hearings. Most returned home, but some stayed in Mexico in sometimes squalid or dangerous conditions, vulnerable to kidnapping and other violence. Now they will be allowed into the United States to wait for their cases to be heard in immigration courts. We take this time now to honor one of our many four-state heroes. Major Lyle Schmoss served as a doctor in the Army's Medical Corps in World War I and World War II and became the commanding officer of the Fort Omaha Station Hospital, his hometown, Iola. And we are proud to recognize Major Lyle Schmoss, tonight's four-state hero. And of course, remember to view other heroes, or if you'd like to nominate one of your own, all you need to do is head over to our website at KOAMNewsNow.com. And that's a look at our top stories and a quick check of that forecast on the KOAM News at 10. Still ahead, the latest on the crisis Texans are facing following the winter storm, and a Marine Corps veteran and his four-legged friend helped police out in Pennsylvania. President Biden today approved a major disaster declaration for Texas. That makes emergency federal aid available to those in the Lone Star State impacted by those severe storms and the record cold that pummeled the South this week. At least 50 people are dead. Millions of others were left without power, heat, or drinking water. Now, warm up is forecast for this weekend, and as temperatures rise, so does frustration. CBS's Omar Villafranca is in Dallas with the latest.
Volunteers at this food distribution point in Dallas are packing boxes with the basics: clothes, water, and food for hungry families. In Fort Worth, hundreds of cars started lining up for meal kits hours before they were handed out. Julie Butner heads up the Tarrant Area Food Bank, which has seen a dramatic increase in those seeking help.
They need food and lost some food during the power outage. That on top of job loss and the pandemic, folks just needed support.
How long do you think you can keep going full throttle like this?
We will continue to do it until it's not needed.
There were also lines for water. Over 14 million Texans, half the state's population, are currently without safe drinking water after the storm knocked out electricity to water plants across the state. The humanitarian crisis is also becoming a financial nightmare. The frigid temperatures burst thousands of pipes. Plumbers have been working overtime, but there aren't enough hours, and in some places, plumbing parts to go around.
You fix one and another one comes. You fix the other one. It's a never-ending story.
Ed Hers is an energy expert at the University of Houston and says those lucky enough to have power now may soon see staggering bills.
Some customers are going to have hundreds of dollars of electricity bills per day that they're going to have to add up at the end of the month.
So the next shock that's coming is a financial shock for the consumer.
Oh, exactly.
The higher the demand for power, the higher the price. In Houston, Megan O'Neill has seen her bill skyrocket to more than $1,000 per day.
It's like, okay, do I feed my family or do I run the heat? Which one do I do?
Texas Governor Greg Abbott just held an emergency meeting addressing the coming spike in electric bills. He said Republicans and Democrats met, but no plans were announced. A Marine Corps veteran and his German Shepherd helped police capture an intruder in Westmoreland County in Pennsylvania. Ken Rice has their story.
Police say it all started when Corey Pandulo broke into a garage in Scottsdale on Wednesday. They say Pandulo fought with the officer who responded, then stole an SUV and backed it over a wall. That's where Pandulo ran into Edward Swingle and his 4-month-old puppy named Keeper.
My neighbor started yelling that there was a guy in my bushes.
Swingle says he saw the guy trying to steal his motorcycle off his back porch, then run around to the front of the house.
I get right here and I see a guy running into my door full force. So I yell for my dog. I said, Keeper, go get him. And he went right there through those bushes, messed up the flower, you can see the flower pot, and grabbed him by his pant legs and drug him off the porch.
At this point, Swingle, a combat veteran and Purple Heart recipient, pulled his dog off Pandulo and demanded to know why he was trying to break in. But he says Pandulo went right back to trying to get into the house, so Keeper went after him again.
And so I let my dog have him again, and then they both went over across the street. He took off running across the street. My dog was on his legs the whole way, and they went back in between the houses there.
Swingle followed and this time held Pandulo at gunpoint on his neighbor's porch until police got there. While it was a team effort to capture the suspect, Swingle said there was really only one hero.
The dog. The dog is. Absolutely.
And again, that was Ken Rice reporting. Well, Nick Kelly is up next with his complete forecast.
Sunshine plentiful once again today. Back to work on melting the snow. And not only that, the sun out of indigo sky and all across the area took us out of the teens this morning and put many of us back into the mid-40s. Numbers we have not seen in about, I want to say, about 2 weeks worth of time around here. We are still looking okay in Joplin, 40 degrees with it feeling like 34, but the southeast wind at 8 miles per hour. Humidity on the rise at 53%. 36 in Iola, 36 in Miami, 36 in Anderson, but some spots still trying to hold on to upper 30s to near 40. We're not going to hold on to those for too much longer, though, as we drop back into the lower to middle 30s tonight. Nothing on the radar right now. Cloud cover, though, on the increase ever since the late evening got underway. So far, nothing underneath the clouds yet, but that is more moisture being pulled in ahead of our next storm system. Hard to tell where it is at first glimpse of the surface map, but once we plot on the fronts, easy to see it's a cold front out west that's heading our way. That's what's drawing in more moisture from the Gulf of Mexico, and not only that, we have an upper low heading out of the Rockies as well toward our direction. Both systems wanting to bring rain chances back in for your Sunday. It's still going to take a couple more hours to get it going, though. So everyone's dry right now. It's Future Track doing a good job picking up on the cloud cover in our northern counties to start this late night out. Now, as we venture through the overnight, as the cloud cover turns more cloudy, for lack of a better expression, some areas could be near the freezing mark, while others might be hanging out between 33 and 35. If your thermometer is hovering near the freezing mark or maybe dipping to about 31 by the time any drizzle gets going, that could be maybe a few hours of very light freezing drizzle, but I want to stress this is not going to stack up to be a big issue, because look at where we go. Why, Sunday morning, here's 9 a.m. Everyone back above freezing. As the crux of the moisture works in, this will be mainly rain chances, scattered showers, late in the morning especially, and continuing into the afternoon. Despite the cloud cover and the rain chances, that south wind at 10 to 20 before it turns more westerly, it'll do the trick to getting us back in the 40s again. 33 in the morning, 41 by noon. Let's say afternoon highs around 43. Then as we get into Sunday evening, the rain chances move along. We'll eventually see partly cloudy skies Monday morning as lows drop back into the 20s, and then pushing near 50 by Monday afternoon. Rain amounts with this, not looking impressive. Maybe a tenth of an inch at worst, but these are hardly impressive numbers for a complete washout for your Sunday. So once we get past the system, we're quiet Monday with highs near 50, partly sunny and pushing near 60 with this setup, and actually an upper ridge sliding by on Tuesday. Wednesday, a midweek system could bring us some rain chances Wednesday and maybe a few random rain snow showers on Thursday. Once that slides by, we're quiet for Friday. Then sticking with Doug's pattern, we'll see another system by late Saturday with rain chances, and that could end as some more wintry weather that we'll need to keep an eye on. But in the short term, look at these temperatures for the next several days, Chris. 43 tomorrow, near 50 on Monday, near 60 on Tuesday. And even with these systems by midweek and into next weekend, 40s and 50s for highs, I will take that over what we had to deal with last week.
Yeah, the last couple of weeks have just been miserable. So 40s, 50s for highs, even the 30s for highs. I'm all right with that.
Yeah, this signifies we're out of the deep freeze, and we can put that behind us. Good riddance, too.
Yeah, it can go away. Nick, thank you so much. Well, coming up in sports, Pittsburgh boys basketball look for their 5th straight win tonight. Plus, the Pitt State men aim to sweep the season series against cross-state rival Missouri Southern.
The Pittsburgh State Gorillas make the short drive across the state line today. They head to Missouri Southern's place for a much-anticipated rivalry game. The last meeting between the two teams was just a 3-point game. The Gorillas squeaked out the win. Today, here's Tristan Gegg driving to the basket. She gets the bucket and the foul. Sydney Crane from outside the arc. She gets 3, 16 points in this one. Amaya Johns now looking, going herself, that's 3. Lions held to just 6 points in the second quarter. Gegg again taking it all the way in for 2. The Gorillas are heading home with a win today. Final score 78-60.
The biggest thing is you had to try to keep them out of the paint. And in the first half, we didn't do a very good job of keeping them out of the paint. And the second half, we did a little bit better job, but we got to get better defensively. Our last 4 ball games, we've given up 78 points every ball game. So the biggest thing is defense. We got to make sure we got to do a much better job of guarding.
On the men's side, the stakes are high. With a PSU win, the Gorillas would sweep the season series for the first time in 14 years. Kicking it off, it's Cam Martin with a 3. He wastes no time to get going. Then it's Hardwick Jr. getting to the basket. Pitt State struggling from early on. Cam Martin, same spot, drains another. He has 6 threes and 25 points in this one. RJ Smith gets up, comes down with the two-handed jam. Lions are rolling. Missouri Southern finishes on top, 93-74.
It's always a great feeling. We beat Pitt State. It's a big rivalry, so came out here very energized. I took a tough loss last time, so we want to come out here and make a statement.
I think we're a total different basketball team than we were a month and a half, whenever that was, back in December, January. We're playing way differently. We had Winston and Bundy back, so that was really big for us too. And we're just playing really good basketball right now. We talked about it all season. It's not how you start out, as long as we're getting better and better each game.
Boys basketball this evening features Pittsburgh and Fort Scott. The 10-6 Purple Dragons have won 6 of their last 7. Pittsburgh put up 76 points in Friday's game. Tonight, they'll aim for their 5th straight win. First quarter, Jesse Comstock driving. He gets the bucket and 1. Responding is Javon Grant, takes the pass and drops the triple. Pittsburgh takes the lead. Then, Grant to Mason English in the corner. He puts down 3 more. It's Grant again, this time. The pass to LJ Butcher for the layup. Pittsburgh finishes this one off 68-42. The Pittsburgh girls fell short to Fort Scott tonight. The final in this one was 44-25. Pittsburgh is 11-6 now, but they've dropped their last 3 games. The Fort Scott girls, on the other hand, look to be trending in the right direction. They've won their last 2. The 7-13 Webb City girls play host to 9-10 Neosho. Both teams looking to bounce back after recent losses. The Wildcats had hit a bit of a rough patch in their schedule. Tonight, Neosho aims to get back on track. First quarter, quick ball movement to Sierra Kimbrough in the corner. She drops the 3. Then, her pass to JD Duda at the far wing. She drops another 3. Webb City leads. Wildcats responding. Michelle Lindsay gets the layup to fall. Then, later in the quarter, it's Mallory Stanley driving. The floater is good. On to the second now. Olivia Hickson. She takes the pass on the wing. Triple is good. Brings Neosho within 6, but Webb City will get the win, 54-35. That's a look at sports. We'll be back with more news after this.
Ellie joins us. Final check of that forecast.
Rain chances are up to the weekend, Chris, but just rain chances, thankfully. Highs near 43, near 50 on a quiet Monday, and near 60 on Tuesday.
I'm glad that it is just rain chances, Nick. I'm done with that snow, and I think so is everyone else. And that's our time for now. We're going to see you back here tomorrow night. Thank you for making us part of your night.